Yo, what is happening, guys, and welcome back to the Unspit Action channel. Of course, we're back for another reaction. Now, today we will be reacting to Jubilee again because they just dropped another video, and it is literally called. I actually don't even have it written down. It is literally called "Can Men and Women Be Friends?" Spectrum, and this is where they get multiple men, multiple women. They ask them questions. They choose whether they agree, disagree, strongly agree, all this and that, and then they have a conversation about it. And we're gonna give our little input about it because it's always fun, and I love Jubilee videos. We're not gonna waste much time because it's gonna be a long ass reaction. But of course, before we get into it, as always, hope y'all have an amazing day. If you're not switch that shit the fuck around, start having an amazing day. Always trying to spread positive vibes, entertain, have fun on this channel, because that's what it's all about. It's all about the fun and the vibes. Now, remember, if y'all fuck with the vibe, like, comment, and subscribe. All links up here. If you want IRL vlogs content, Undisputed Vlog, Gamer content, Undisputed Gamer, you have Twitch, you have TikTok, you have all this and that up here and down below if you want to see me do more than just react. But yes, Spectrum, Jubilee. Can men and women just be friends? We're gonna find out.
So you're saying you care more about money than a relationship?
I don't give a if she was a homie. But if she stole my money, yeah, that'll make my life.
Hey, yo, bro knows his priorities. He don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He has his priorities. Okay, let's go.
Men and women cannot just be friends.
Strongly
3,
disagree.
2, 1.
Cannot
Strongly disagree.
just be friends.
Usually,
So deciding, but
for
I'll
the
go
most
ahead.
part, they're
There's
not.
always this underlying current to a man and a woman when they're just friends, because there's this sexual attraction, this energy that you can't even see it. It's always flowing. And men, as you know, you guys are conquerors. You want to conquest. You want to, even if it's a friend, sometimes that develops into more simply because law of familiarity, you start getting close and comfortable, and maybe you weren't attracted to her initially, but that opposition of that sexual polarity always kicks in.
What if the man is like not attracted to women?
Okay, so that's a good question by her. But to quickly say this, I see her point in a way, because all of my relationships have stemmed from friendships. My current relationship, I've been with my girlfriend 6 years, stemmed from a friendship. But I also have many other friends. No, actually, that's a lie. I don't have many friends. I have a few other friends. I have a few other friends. There's a few female friends I'm quite close with. You know, it doesn't matter though, because I'm in a relationship there, and even if I wasn't, there would be nothing there. So yeah, no, I disagree. I see her point, but I disagree because you can be, for the most part, that's usually not the case, because most people, it usually does turn into something like that, but it's not always that way. A lot of the time it is like one-sided, but it's not always that way. Sometimes you're just genuinely friends because you vibe with that person, and that is it.
Just like generally, do you think
But yeah, sometimes you do want to fuck them.
You mean if they take a different
like a gay man and
sexual orientation
and a woman being friends?
Well, I think that's
You speak
different,
fast.
perhaps because they're attracted to men. So in that moment, they have
Yeah.
taken on the feminine energy.
So they only want to conquer the men, not the women.
Well, in that, there's always masculine and feminine energy, whether you're a man or woman. So if the man is gay and identifies as being attracted to men, then he's in a feminine energy, mostly. Now, if there's two of them, there's one that's more masculine and more feminine, but that's for another.
Two of my best friends are women. We have daytimes together all the time. Not once have I considered sleeping with them or anything like that.
Exactly.
No.
This guy
thing is,
can't
no,
fucking
that's why-
believe it in the back. He's like, liar.
Come on.
No.
Because you like, no.
Because we started off as friends, and then this is like I said, I was never attracted to them.
A lot of relationships start like that today, even though I discourage it. They say, I'm not attracted to them, but it'll grow. And I'm always like, it can happen.
It can, but
It
the
can,
odds of
but it
so
doesn't
I agree
always
with you on
happen.
that as
yeah,
well.
that's why I'm like, I do
Fun to
understand
know.
and I get it, but like two of my best friends are women, and not once. Everyone keeps saying like, oh, you're gonna do, and I'm like, it's not, because
You
the
never
attraction
know.
was never
Life
there.
is a long time.
Are your friends attractive?
Yes.
Like they look good.
But attractive is subjective.
But like just like generally speaking, like your girls like look good, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you was just
sure.
lonely, like it's been a moment, you didn't want to beat it, you know what I mean? Or like, you know.
There's a special
Bro.
exemption.
This guy's name being Asher perfectly fits the type of guy he is, and I've already summed up what type of guy he is through 2.5 minutes. He's going to be the funny one, the highlight of this video. That's what he's going to be.
I'm non-monogamous, so I never have to worry about intimacy.
Well, that's why.
Wait, so you getting played. So you ain't worried about you, man.
He's like getting it, so he doesn't need it. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you was lonely, you wasn't getting it though, and your friend was throwing it
and
at
I
you.
guess
You're
that's
throwing yourself at
that's a
you.
different situation. That's what I'm saying. I know I'm
Bro,
an
you belong
outlier.
over here.
side.
If he's not attracted, if we're not attracted,
Yeah,
it's just friends.
it's just friends.
friends.
Yeah.
As a straight, very monogamous man, I grew up mainly being friends with women. I felt more comfortable in those spaces. I felt more comfortable talking to women. I've never been like a bro, rah, 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 that type of thing. So I think men and women absolutely can be. I have friends that I've had since elementary school, middle school. We talk very often and we talk about all these things, and it has never affected that aspect of the relationship because we're men and women.
Yeah.
We're just people, and people can be friends. It's not.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
my perspective is from kind of a Christian worldview. I believe that God created man and woman to come together in love and attraction to be one.
Yes, but not all of them.
And so from that standpoint, I believe that there is just a natural attraction. I have had some extremely close friends that were girls, and that attraction just developed because it wasn't just physical, but it was love. It was getting to see how they were around their family, around kids, what they do for work, what they do for school, developing that relationship. So from my perspective.
Yeah, but you can also love someone as a friend. Like, you can love them as a person. You can love the type of person they are. They could be a different gender. You could love the type of person they are. Doesn't mean you want to make love to them. You know?
That attraction.
It's whatever he said
develops
about
because I wasn't just
men and
looking
women
at
attract.
her
I was like, yeah, but
from
not all of them, bro.
She's just a body. Yeah, she's just a piece of meat. You develop that emotional attraction, that emotional
Which is
relationship.
why I'm over here. Yes, joining this dark
Can you not?
side.
I would ask.
Because
Fair
I
enough,
completely agree with you on that. From
Can
the
you
same
love-
Christian
Yes.
standpoint, 100%.
Fair enough. But I definitely think that they can just be friends. For the most part, they're usually not, but they can be. I don't know. Just because users have never had that situation doesn't mean no, but I understand why they think that way because of the society we live in today and the way things work. So I 100% understand why they think that they can't be. But hey, fuck it.
I would date someone I do not find physically attractive. Oh. 3,
Ooh.
2, 1.
That's a hard one.
You want to say something first?
He's outnumbered completely.
I do it all the time because there's a lot you don't, just from the physicalness, it's like sometimes there's some people that I learned just by not going in based off physical attractionness, I end up being attracted to them just because of their personality.
Okay.
And, looks
He's creeping
can be
over.
deceiving. I could say the same on the opposite end where I thought someone was absolutely attractive, but then I got to know them and they were the worst person I could have possibly been on a date with.
Oh yeah. That's a hard one. I will go. What was the actual question again? I would date someone I do not find physically attractive. I would. I will say somewhat agree. No. I'm gonna say somewhat disagree because I feel like I would, but at the same time, it depends. It depends what type of person you are. It depends what your goals are. Some people date for the sake of dating. I date, and as simple as I did, and I'm not planning on you and then in a year move on. Like, it's simple as if I don't see us in 10 years being together, I'm not going to put the effort in because it's a waste of my fucking time. That's the way I view it. So if I don't see a future, I'm not here. So yes, personality definitely more important, but at the same time, I don't feel like you can stay with someone who you're not actually attracted to. So although you could think, oh, personality is more important than looks, which it is for a relationship, but notice how you said personality is more important, but not just, oh, looks don't matter, because they do. You have to be somewhat attracted to them to a degree. So, I mean, I'm going to say somewhat disagree, because you have to find some sort of attraction to them on the outside. So, I mean,
like
you know what I
definitely
mean?
Not be attracted to somebody initially, and then as you get
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like at that point, like once I
Well-
like someone's personality romantically, I probably
They're
also
automatic.
think they're attractive.
Why does she
I would
speak
say that
so
for
fast?
some, it's not a reflection on your character, how weighted appearance versus personality might be. It differs from person to person. I think that we have our preferences, and I think that a certain element of physical attractiveness is fitness, health, hygiene, and that reflects on usually competence, responsibility, and dedication. But
Okay.
I do see it as important, although not the whole package by any means.
Right.
Fair.
It's the very first impression you get of most people.
Yes.
Because, like, you meet someone and you can't hear their voice the first thing most of the time, you just see them.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that person's attractive, or like, I don't see myself with that person because I don't find them attractive. And that's totally fine. Not everybody's attracted to everybody.
Yeah.
But me personally, I would not be with someone I don't find attractive.
Yeah, I agree.
So I gotta give context here, right? If I'm meeting you in person and you don't look good, then I'm over there with y'all. But if I'm meeting you through a dating app and I get catfished, but you're kind of cool,
I knew this guy was
because I
gonna
met
be
a
the
girl
fucking
that
comedian
had
of the
nice
thing.
pictures.
He's gonna be the highlight,
But
bro.
then when I seen her in person, she was a little bit bigger than I prefer, right? And there's nothing wrong with that,
Well,
right?
everyone can have nice pictures today.
Now, there's nothing wrong with being a bit bigger, but for preference sake, I wasn't really feeling it. But her personality is what got me. And then I started entertaining it. So, right, even though I got catfished, I actually considered, taking her seriously.
And I also date like
Fair enough.
sometimes
It's
I
on
really
both
try
ends,
this
bro,
'cause
but
it's led to
I do
some
think
great
it
people I've
definitely
met along
matters
the
to a
way.
degree.
I will date outside of my preferences just to see what that's like.
If you're not initially attracted to that person and have a
Mm.
strong sexual attraction, then it's not going to work because we know that relationships
I disagree
get
with
worse,
that.
not better. That's like, I don't know, I think it's a recipe for
Yeah. First off, speak for yourself, ma'am. It's the way she goes. We know relationships get worse, not better. They never get better. They always get worse. I would just like to say, I'd like to think mine has gotten better. So, speak for yourself, ma'am. Because I'm going to separate myself real quick. I'm going to put myself into my own little category real quick. Just over there. That's what I'm going to do. Because I think mine has gotten better. But yeah, no. Him saying that he would go outside of the preferences, fair enough, but I feel like it depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for just a quick date hookup fun, or are you looking for actually something that's going to stick? Because I don't have an interest unless it's going to stick. Me and my girlfriend have been together 6 years. We both, when we got together, had the idea of, are we both in this for the long run? Yes, cool. And we're still going. And I'm confident that it's going to stay that way. So, you know what I mean? Where if I didn't see that, I'd be like, right, this is cool and all, but it's not my type of thing. So I'm good. But no, you definitely have to be attracted to them to a degree. Like, you have to. It's part of it.
Cheating is the worst thing my partner could do to me. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. Let me just pause and give my opinion real quick. I don't know. It's definitely one of the worst, but I feel like there's definitely, like, they could abuse you. You know, they could literally abuse you. So I don't feel like it's the worst, but I'll go somewhat agree, because I definitely feel it's one of those things, right? I don't think it's the worst thing. I think if they abuse you, well, then that's worse. But I'll say somewhat agree, because I don't think it's the worst, but it's it's tied at the top, because if it happens, is the relationship going to continue? Fuck no. I don't care how serious I was. I don't care whether we're engaged, married, whatever stage we're at. It's done. By that point, it's done. I don't want to hear your explanation. Get the fuck out of my house. Take your shit. Like, that's the way I feel. I can't wait to hear what this guy in, like, the fucking white top has to say, bro. I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
I feel like there's like probably worse things like in theory that a partner could do to their partner, but just because that's such an important aspect for me, and like I feel like my partners in the past have like been very aware that was like something that I actively would not do. I feel like that would just that adds like an extra element of evil.
See if someone turns around and says, "Oh, but cheating can be forgiven. It can be fuck off."
I mean, you know, when you marry this woman, when I marry a woman someday, you promise literally everything you have to be with her, literally thick and thin.
Yep.
To be with her through everything, through highs and lows. And
I feel like
mean,
you
if do
promised that
something
at the start
cheating,
of the
it's basically
relationship,
like, screw this love, this wasn't real. These promises that I made
Yep.
between us and God mean nothing. I think for a lot of Christians, that's like a big thing, is cheating. I mean,
100%.
So he obviously said about marriage. I think it genuinely just starts at the start of your relationship when you agree to date. You have already promised, because to me, marriage isn't that important. It is literally just a certificate and a ring. It's cool, but it doesn't need to be done. I think at the end of the day, whether you're married or whether you're been dating for a month, you still have the standard of you should have the same respect for each other. If you want to go sleep with someone, that's up to you. You do whatever the fuck you want, but dump them first and then go do it. That doesn't make you a bad person. It's when you go do it when you're with them makes you a bad person. So I don't think the marriage, he obviously fuses marriage because he's a Christian. That's fair enough. I think whether you're married or not, you know, you promise that at the very beginning. That should be the set standards from day one, and that is it, in my opinion.
And it's one of the 10 commandments too. It's like, do not commit adultery.
Yeah.
So that is definitely the worst thing, because getting married is a promise between you and that person and God.
I mean, technically, there's worse things, like they could kill you, which would probably be the worst thing, because then like you're not even in the picture.
Nah, like,
but
do me a favor.
so I'm kind of like, but I would say that would like destroy me, and I would never even think about something like that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I was actually cheated on a few, like 4 or 5 months ago. I struggled with self-esteem so much growing up, and that was the worst thing that could have happened. That destroyed any chance I had at self-love at that time, and it was just devastating for me. Like, it really was just devastating, because it didn't just destroy that relationship, it destroyed my entire image of myself that I had built up based on other people's validation, and I had to rip it down to the studs
100%.
and just fully start over. Yeah, so that's why I'm over
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Strongly
It fucking
agree.
punches you,
For me
like-
personally, it was the worst thing that could have happened.
Fair enough.
Cheating is f***ed up. It's not a
Yeah.
good feeling. Is it the worst thing that a partner could do to me? To be honest, I've outgrown that. Bro, I had over $250,000 stolen from me this year, bro. And that put me in a dark ass place. Now imagine if my partner stole that money from me, or she was just a homie. I'd be more mad about the money. You feel me? Right?
I mean,
have that money to be
I
stolen.
mean, if it's
So you're saying you
250K,
care
yes.
more about money than a relationship?
But because at the end,
No. Let me speak for him, right? She's saying, "Do you care more about money than a relationship?" No, because it's about the number. The number he said. He said $250,000. That's 250,000. I think I'd care about £250,000, dollars, whatever the fuck you want, more than anyone on this earth, including myself. So yes, yes, I would hire a hit team.
the day, me and my ex, we ain't together no more, so I don't give a f if she was a homie. If she was, right? But if she stole my money, that's
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean, right?
He
So
worked
my
for
whole
that.
thing is, when we talking about the prom, is cheating the worst thing that a partner could do for me. I've been cheated on before. The first time I was cheated on, bro, I was petty. I was in high school, bro. I drove all the way to the crib and told her mom what she was doing with me. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, I was vengeful. But now I
Good
just
shit.
be like, so many people do it. There's worse things that they have. Like, if you kill my mom, I'd be more mad rather than you f***ing a homie.
The sanctity of marriage is supposed to be till death do us part.
I see his point,
That
but he's
doesn't
just too
mean
laid
if your
back.
carnal flesh gave in and you had, an indiscretion that you're able to hit the door running. No, that means there's work to be done. We have problems. For me, I think it actually can be the best thing because it's a sign that there is a huge problem in the relationship that needs fixed.
Yeah. If one of you cheat, there is a huge problem in the relationship, and it's fucking you. if I can't. Well, I'm sorry. People are entitled to their opinions. People are entitled to their opinions. But she just said, I think cheating on someone can be the best type of thing in a relationship because it shows there's a problem. Yeah, there is a problem. If you cheat on me, there is a big problem, and it's you. It's fucking you. There's no like, oh yeah, no, we have a problem. We need to fix it. Ain't no fixing. Ain't no we have a problem. Ain't no we. It's me and you, and it's fuck you. That's it. That's it. The best thing, because it shows a problem. Nah, man. People are entitled to their opinions, but like, nah, like, no.
Most sex is not emotional, so it's just a bodily act that animals do, and you're going to blow up a marriage or a relationship with children over sex?
I don't mean to make assumptions. Right? And I'm not saying she's a bad person, because she's not. I don't know her. But with her mindset like this, I can think there's only one of two things that happen. Either she's had someone cheat on her that she is forgiven, and she tries to keep this positive mindset because she wants to make it work, or she's cheated on someone and she has this mindset because she's been the cheater and thinks that, because whenever we do something, we always say someone else does something bad, we'll be like, you should be held accountable. But when we do it as human beings, we want forgiveness for our actions. So is she doing this because she's trying to develop an opinion that forgives her for her actions, or is she doing it because she's trying to develop an opinion that forgives someone who did that to her? That's what I'm kind of, it might not be true, but that's kind of what I'm
me,
assuming,
I think that is
even though I don't mean to
ridiculous.
assume.
You could say that about the person doing the cheating too.
I've been cheated on, so I have been
Okay,
cheated
there we
on.
go.
So you think that's something you could like? Oh, you have gotten over it.
I have gotten over it. If
Yeah,
my
but you can get
husband
over
cheats
it,
on
but,
me,
like-
of course I'd be devastated. I'm human. I bleed just like all y'all too. But I'd be like, damn, like, what's the problem here? What's the issue?
See, but that's-
and can we
Why don't you
solve
just,
this?
Why don't you just talk? Like if
No.
you guys are married and you have that emotional
I feel like there's like there's
relationship,
things before that.
happen though.
Yeah.
We know that people don't.
I think we should work to changing that.
We should, but
But
that doesn't
no.
mean I'm going to unconditionally love
fuck
you
that, I
just
am.
because you went and had it in
Fuck
discussion.
that.
I wouldn't do that to my son. My son f's up all the time and does crazy
No, but
shit.
it's,
I'm like,
it's I don't
where
know,
on
the
God's
standards,
fingers
bro.
Did you learn that? That doesn't mean I stop loving him.
For men, I feel like we take cheating a lot more personally
We
as
do.
opposed to women. It
I
comes
think
with to the ego.
People's boundaries are all different. So if you have perhaps been with no or less partners and then you get married, to learn that that person cheated would be proportionally much more devastating to someone who's had maybe a lot of relationship experience and therefore that's more of an active part in their life. So I think that everyone's boundaries are different.
Yeah,
so for
I
some
agree.
people,
That's
I
very
have
well
seen them
said.
get over it. I know for me personally, I would say that I'm a woman that would take that devastatingly seriously and would not look lightly at it. So it depends on the person's boundaries.
I would get over it in the sense of I wouldn't hold a grudge, but it's like this. This is the best way to explain it, right? There's been a lot of people. Everyone gets screwed over in life by different people. I've had a lot of people screw me over, stab me in the back, stab a knife in, and twist it. Right? If you screw me over, and say like it's not just something stupid. Say you cheat, right? Say you screw me over, you cheat on me, right? Here's the difference. I will get over it in the form of I will not hold a grudge, because to me holding a grudge doesn't do anything. It only holds me back because I'm still focused on that shit. So I won't hold a grudge, but at the same time, you overstep the boundary and I don't fuck with you. So I won't hold a grudge, but I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I'm not holding a grudge, but I also like you can, if you apologize, cool. Appreciate you owning up to your mistakes. Now you can delete my number and you can go that way and I can go this way. We don't have to hate each other, but we're not going to get on because I don't fuck with you now. That's the way I feel. I'll get over it in the form of holding a grudge, but at the same time, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And if I don't fuck with you, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? So it's simple as we don't have to hate each other. We don't have to hold a grudge, but we ain't going to get on anymore.
If you had children and if you had a family
It's just
involved,
me.
you would break up your family over a man's
No,
one-time indiscretion.
they broke up the family
That
when
would
they done
adversely
it.
affect your child and possibly send her to the stripper pole.
What?
I don't feel comfortable answering that question because I feel like it's making a lot of
That, yeah,
But
that
this
feels
is
like
what
an
happens.
escalation a
This is
little
But
bit.
what
I feel
happens.
like that,
We don't
that
want to
just
answer
shows,
those questions.
She
but-
picked the most
that
extreme
shows
example.
example onto the kids, like, oh, this is not that bad of a thing.
Yeah. And I think
I
that
agree.
like somebody cheating on you is more than just like a physical thing.
I
Like,
agree.
that's a break of trust, and I feel like
Yep.
if you can't have that trust in someone, then I also don't want them to be like raising
Yep.
my kids with me.
So
100%.
we're all saying that love is conditional is the end of
Yeah,
Yes,
100% agree with that.
Monogamy is overrated.
I don't even know what the fuck monogamy
3,
is. I'm going to be
2,
honest.
1.
I know the word. I actually don't remember what it is. But yeah, no, the red dress girl is entitled to her opinion, but I 100% disagree. Like, nah.
Get over here, get your foot over here, you know you
Get over there just so he doesn't feel as
I
bad.
know, we're like,
Think about it.
we're like in a second.
Think about it.
We're taught from the Disney, all these fairy tales, it's like you're supposed to be with that one and only. You know, so it's
Oh,
very
okay.
frightening to break something traditional, but after like a few months with it, I just knew I'm like, this is the right choice. I've been in the most happiest of relationships. I just celebrated my 3 years with my primary partner. As well as my 2-year anniversary with my secondary partner. But it's like,
I mean,
you know,
fuck it. If
I
everyone's
do
happy.
think that monogamy is kind of overrated. I don't think that there's anything like, you know, wrong with it. If that's what you want to do, go for it.
Yeah.
But I do think that non-monogamy and poly relationships should be something that like, it's looked at as an option.
Yeah,
I
fair
think
enough, yeah.
nowadays I know
The way
more-
I feel, I 100% agree with him. If you want to do it, you go for it. The 3 golden rules: if you ain't hurting yourself, hurting anybody else, or breaking the law, you ain't doing anything wrong. So you do you. If you want to have 10 wives and all 11 of you are happy, cool. If you want to have 10 husbands and all 11 of you are happy, cool. You do that. As long as everybody's happy and no one's getting hurt, I don't got an issue. You do you.
open
Ain't none of my business.
relationships than I do
I just wouldn't do
strictly
it.
close relationships
But
with the
that
people
doesn't mean
that
it's
I
wrong.
know. I would say I disagree that monogamy is overrated, but I do agree that for some people like yourself, poly relationships work better. So I don't look down upon.
Yeah, for
them. I
some
think
people it
whatever
actually
works
does.
For you works for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I can still
Thank you.
say that for like someone like myself or people that are similarly just very focused and have like strict kind of like I just can't ever. Oh my God, I could never imagine more than like one person.
It's a lot.
It
It takes
on
a
the
lot.
person,
Yeah.
so therefore I don't think monogamy is overrated. I think it depends on the person, and I think for me it's definitely not over. It's the only option. For you, poly is like the right way, so it just depends. I'm completely non-judgmental. I think it just depends.
I just want to say, I don't mind monogamy, right? I just don't like a controlling relationship where it's completely like, no, you can't f nobody else, but at the same time, you want to f me once or twice a month. You know what I mean? Right.
This fucking guy.
So, you know,
This
me and
guy
my
is
ex
like,
together for
he's
5
speaking
years.
for everyone.
I actually broke up with her in April. But for 2.5 years out that relationship, we was barely we're like maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Then I moved her in the crib. And then when I moved her in the house, for the whole first year of her living in the house, she just didn't want to have sex.
That's right.
Now, we had an agreement that we had agreed on where we could do various things that we just didn't want to know about and stuff like that, right? And because you wasn't me and stuff like that, I was handling the agreement. Like, I was following the agreement. But because there were certain things that wasn't necessarily 100% out there, that created complications in the relationship to the point that it ended up to us breaking up.
I think it's definitely like it has a place, like for certain people. Like obviously we have two people who are like very religious here, and it works well for them. And I just think like if I was in an open relationship, I would go crazy. Like even when I'm in like a normal relationship where it's like I don't expect them to cheat on me, I'm still like it's
Suspect.
yeah. So I just like if I can't imagine a world where I would agree with that. And also before I had like loved someone or like dated anybody, I was like, oh no, I could totally be in an open relationship. And then I actually did, and I was like, oh.
Are you
Never
a very
mind.
sexual person? Just curious though.
Like kind of.
Kind of.
Sure.
Kind of.
So your partner was very sexual too, and he's like, baby, like I want to be with you, but you always just shut him down because you ain't in the mood.
I don't. That's like never happened.
Oh,
I don't
well,
think.
okay, but I'm just
like I
saying,
just
like,
feel like that's like not. That's like personally for me not an issue. But also, I don't know. I think that would definitely be a conversation.
I
if there was
agree
an
with,
in-laws. But also, I think there's different things that
Gold
make
Timo.
people compatible as partners, and that's definitely one of them.
What he's saying is the cry of many men today is that they're not getting enough sex from their partner. And not just sex, it's not like men are like,
To just put my thing in, I agree with what he's saying in the form of everybody has their needs, men and women, whether it's that, whether it's anything else. And the way you view it is when you're in a relationship, both partners need to make sure that you meet each other's needs. If he wants it 3 times a week and she only wants it once a month, there's a problem there. So if he shouldn't go out and cheat, but if he has an issue and he doesn't see the relationship going anywhere, I don't think that makes him a bad person, just like vice versa. It doesn't make her a bad person for saying no because she doesn't want to do it, but he also wants to do it. So I think it just depends of you all have your in a relationship, you all have your needs. You need to make sure that you are finding common ground, and that is it. And if you can't find common ground, don't be shocked when that person wants to go and find someone else who will fill that need that you're not filling. It doesn't make you worth less than that other person. It's just your needs aren't on the same level, and you aren't finding common ground, so it's not going to work, regardless of what the situation is. So, 1748.
listen, men need sex to create intimacy. Women need intimacy to have sex. And people get married and
That's
kind of
true, yeah.
Just don't get married.
I don't 100%
then.
agree with it,
And
but it's
stay
quite
stay
accurate.
Like this boy dates and anniversaries every
Party boy.
Next month is his 1-year anniversary with partner number 3. Like just, you know what I mean? Just be out there doing your dates. Does that make sense?
By the end of the day,
Yeah.
nobody should dictate your relationship because everyone's gonna try to push what they think works for
Yeah.
you know. This
Yep.
is what's best
It's
for
what
you.
works
like,
for
I'm
yous too,
over it.
and
I'm
that's
like,
it.
why? So I can be frustrated and pissed off and like I've tried it. To me, it did not work.
I want to take
enough.
perspective because, you know, Christian, I'm going to take perspective that's a little away from my biblical views. And no disrespect, but I do think polygamy is just laziness.
Not
I think
polygamy.
it's,
This is
or-
polyamory.
no,
Polygamy is
sorry.
when it's multiple wives, just
Polyamorous.
one person.
I see that as laziness, that you don't want to commit to someone in the hard times. Like you were talking about a little bit about, well, they're not getting fulfilled sexually, so why not find it somewhere else?
Yeah.
Why not just do the hard work to work on your relationship?
agree
so
with
that you
Ooh, I
can
was
get
ready
that
for this
pleasure?
question.
And
See-
I mean, there's such a
See, I agree, but I disagree because I agree. Yes, you work on the relationship if you are both willing to, But some people just don't want to do that, and that doesn't make them a bad person. That just means that they have their preferences, just like anybody else.
Emotional, there's a psychological
Yeah.
just importance in being with one person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pair bonding.
Yeah,
then
but he
why
doesn't
do
feel
we
like
have
that,
such a
so-
high divorce rate?
I agree with you on that.
why do we
Here's
have
a
such
point,
high
though.
divorce rate?
Why are people still cheating? Why is open
Because they're not, because our country, I think, is lazy. We don't want to have these hard conversations of.
I do
maybe
agree
we
with
should
that.
Go to therapy. Maybe we should try to get
I do
help
agree with
because
that.
we love one another.
It's
like,
because
nah,
people don't want
Or
to
even
stay
just
there
talk
when it
about
gets
it,
hard.
period,
Yeah.
Just to talk about it, right?
So me and my ex, we actually did couples therapy because again, we was barely for like 2.5
Uh-huh.
years, bro. We went to couples therapy. Next thing you know, everything was great for like a month, and then one day she just blew up. She said, "Man, I still don't feel like you this and that." But like she went in, bro. You know what I mean? So at the same
In the
time,
feels.
there was a point in my relationship where it really just came to the point like, baby, I love everything else about you. You know what I mean, right? This area sucks. Are you still attracted to me? She said, yes, I'm still attracted to you, right? Well, here's the thing. If you just don't want to have sex with me, right? Go f- somebody do this. I don't give a
Yeah.
Let's have that conversation, right? Because I get everything else I want from you anyways. I was open to the idea. I want to be with my woman, but if you don't want to do this, I'm fine just
Yeah.
Yeah, but
being on the
there's-
same page.
I mean, I understand the importance
Fair
of
enough.
sex, but there's there's self-sacrifice in every relationship you need to make. If you're happy with her and everything she had, but you also have a value on sex, then maybe she's not the right person.
But the thing was,
Yeah.
did I want to go look for greener grass or did I just want to water my own grass? I just stuck it out for 5 years, bro.
That's another aspect. Of
Yeah,
being,
exactly.
Like,
He
romantically
stuck
compatible
it
with
out
someone,
and it
sometimes
didn't
there's,
work.
Like one thing that's not there and that sucks. But it's like if that, especially if that other person, that's something that they prioritize. Like personally, if my partner was like, oh, like I love like everything about you, but like this is not compatible, and they wanted to go sleep with other people, like that would make me feel so bad about myself.
And that's why
Like, I
you
would
Yeah,
just, like,
I
you-
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I would be
that's
like,
fine.
right,
I'm just saying,
kind of have
that's,
to
like a compatibility
end it
issue
here
is another
then.
thing, because
But
I'm not your ex-girlfriend. I don't know how she feels, but if I were in that scenario, I just like that just would make me so sad, even though it's like it's none
yeah,
of your
don't-
fault that there's that imbalance.
The comments gonna talk so much shit about
Yeah,
me,
they-
right. Right.
Like, he's a
The day
slut,
I
he's
broke up with my
Yeah.
girl, bro, she told
Comments
me,
are either
she
gonna
told
love
me,
him or
like,
hate
I
him.
won't say everything. The day I broke up with my girl, she said, man, she's like, I just be counting down the days. Like, we had sex in like 12 days. I gotta go have sex with y'all. Otherwise, Ashley gonna get mad, you know what I mean, right? And I'm hearing all this and shit, right? You know what I mean? So she said a bunch, and I felt like I had to break up with her, right?
Yeah, no, that's
Did not
Yeah.
want to. I feel like I had to.
Yeah, that would
Maybe
definitely
that's
take a toll on you.
That's I think all this goes back to clear communication because if I don't think that cheating means that polyamory would actually be the solution to that. I think that it goes back to your values and
Yes.
what
Yeah.
works
Yes.
for you. And I think that I would
She speaks the
maybe
most
venture
sense.
to say that more people might be poly than
But Gold Tea Guy's funny as shit.
exploring that right now. And still at the same time, monogamy I think works for a lot of people. So it's all what
Yeah.
works for you.
I
Yep.
would date someone in this room. 3, 2, 1.
Right?
I'm the only one here, so the answer is fuck
He
yeah.
is over here. I'm like, what are you doing?
Orange-
I know,
I know. Green jumper is gonna say about the red hot guy. The red hot guy's gonna say about green jumper because they're both Christian.
Perfect example, right? Like Janelle, she got good energy, right? Now imagine Janelle might be the coolest person. Next thing you know, you start getting to know her, she might be crazy. You be like, then you come over here all of a sudden.
Generally, the few people I've been attracted to, they look like Tim Burton dolls or just like weird goth. Yeah, just like weird goth people. So like, it's just coincidence. It's very rare that I see these people. So it's not a personal thing.
Sir?
My girlfriend would kill me, and
Respect.
I like to think I'm pretty picky, so
But am I not your type though?
you got me feeling some type of way now that you say it. I don't know.
Gold Tea Guys, everybody's type.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, for me, beliefs are extremely important.
There we go.
mean-
I told you.
I'm trying to get all flirty, but you are also
Ju-
very gorgeous.
Jubilee is shipping. Jubilee's shipping.
But no, beliefs are very important within relationships. I think
Yeah.
I look into, obviously I have a desire to be a husband and one day be a father, and I think if you have difference in beliefs, it's very hard to raise coherently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that just is extremely important.
I told you them two because they're both Christian. I knew it. I told you because they're both Christian, they would both be into it. Imagine though he said that and then she's over there and she goes, "Oh, I would actually date Gold Tea Guy." Imagine how awkward that would be. Well, yeah, that was Jubilee's new video. Can men and women just be friends? Yes, they can. Alright, give all my points. Let me know your opinions down in the comments below. Was there a topic there that you have a strong opinion about? Who do you agree with? Who do you disagree with? Let's have a conversation. But yeah, it all just comes down to preference. What do you think? And that is it. You do what you think, as long as you ain't hurting yourself, hurting anybody else, or breaking the law. That is the most important part. But yes, this is probably a very long reaction. So if you stuck it out this far, appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed as always. Hope y'all having a great day. Hope y'all are staying safe. Like I said, thanks for sticking about. If you want to check out the socials, they're all up there. But yes, have a great day. You stuck around, so you're a great person. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. So, peace. Fearless.